another episode of Mindful Witchery, episode 49, part 2 of our Ouija board episode with Sarah Adam.
If you're all getting really jazzed up and you really want spooky stuff to happen, you'll make it happen.
Mm-hmm, absolutely.
Humans are great at that. Humans love scaring themselves.
It reminds me of like group mentality, right? Too. It's like the same thing. Like we talk about everything's energy. So like when you're in a room full of people that you like vibe with and connect with, you're all just like feeding off of each other, right?
Definitely.
Sure.
Right? So if the same thing, if you all put your hands on a board, you're all connected anyway.
Something's
It's why things kind of move very like in the same way people were thinking about certain things. So
Totally.
just the science behind that is so fascinating.
So with that in mind, as much as I know, it's a game, there's science behind it, I still won't crack open a Ouija board in my house and start playing. Why? Do you want to know why?
Yes. Ooh, tell us.
Yes, I have my Ouija board story.
As I sit here with popcorn in my
I
hand,
know.
shoveling any of
Well, as I said, as a young kid, I got that Ouija board for Christmas, and of course, first slumber party that rolled around, we were getting that Ouija board out.
Sure.
Let me tell you about the house I lived in at the time. It was
Oh my
built
God.
in 1850. It is an antebellum mansion located in Orange. It was featured in Castle Rock.
I just went through Orange today.
Good for you.
I'm going back through Orange on the way home.
Yay. I'm sorry. Orange is... I grew up in Orange. It's a town that's going through some transition. It was a little less that when I was a kid, but yeah. So anyway, I grew up in a very haunted house. Like everyone was like, "Yeah, you live in that haunted house, right?" Like, sure do. Yeah, it's pretty haunted. Not in a bad way. I never felt scared there. I was more scared of like the under the bed monster than like the people talking in the living room. But that's just it all felt pretty normal to me. I love the house. My mom hated it. I don't think she liked cleaning it.
It's very pretty.
She wanted a more modern house with windows
Yeah.
that she didn't have to prop up with sticks, I mean, this is an old house. We got horsehair plaster. We got lead paint. We got old-fashioned lead glass windows that the ropes totally broke decades ago, and they're not getting fixed anytime soon. So, like the giant floor-to-ceiling
There's
windows.
no sneaking in that house.
There's no...
Like,
I managed to do it, but yeah, it wasn't easy. Like,
when
creaky floors,
all the certain creaks in the
very
floors.
drafty, lots of creaking around. Yeah, like all kinds of stuff, So, so we're in the attic playing Ouija board, because why not?
Of course.
And we strike up a conversation with this young man, whose name was Tommy. And he lived in town back a long time ago, and he liked to eat squirrel. And we learned a lot about this fella, and he definitely wanted to hang out with a bunch of young ladies.
Hey, I'm from the South. I know squirrel. Trust me.
He said squirrel pie, so I assumed...
Yes.
Okay.
Pie.
Yeah, because back in those days, you had rabbit and you had squirrel.
Sure. Yeah.
I think people still eat squirrel, don't
Dark
you?
meat is squirrel.
Yeah.
White meat is rabbit. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I'm sure it's fine. I haven't had it. I've had rabbit, but not squirrel.
Squirrel's like the dark meat version.
Does it taste good?
It's actually very good.
Yeah.
Kind of like pigeon, too. Like, people used to eat pigeon a lot.
So I trusted him on that. All right. Cool.
Tommy was right.
Yeah. I don't remember he wrote all this down, and of course I lost it, and I wish I still had it.
Bummer.
How much fun asking him all these questions, and he got most of them right. Like, you could tell he was like someone who lived in the Orange area, probably Civil War-ish times, maybe later than that. I don't know. I couldn't pinpoint the time frame, but ye old ghosty man, young man. And one of our friends in the group was definitely the theatrical one, so I assume she was just cooking up this whole story, and we were just going around for the ride. I'm like, this is awesome. Good for you. I didn't say anything. I was just like, yeah, because you don't want to like be the funny guy. He's like, that was
It's
fun.
not real.
I'm not going to be a shaniac about it. I'm just going to have fun.
Yeah.
It was great. So we did some Ouija board stuff, and then of course you ask all the other questions like, who am I going to marry? And can I talk to my grandma and all that stuff? I'm like, no, you can't do that. But we did all that usual stuff, and I forgot about it. Flash forward years later, I'm at the Wheeler Memorial Library, which is right downtown in Orange. It's a really cool library. Go check it out.
I still never been in there.
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
And it's got 2 reading rooms on one side with a big portrait of Mr. Wheeler and then Mrs. Wheeler on the other side. And they watch you walk around the room. It's one of those portraits.
Oh, wow.
Pretty great. Yeah. So, and that library is so haunted. It's beautifully haunted. There's just people walking around. And when I say haunted, I don't mean, I mean, like, there's people walking around. That's great.
Just doing their thing.
Yeah,
They're
no
doing
big
their
deal.
thing. I
Yeah.
have no problem with, like spirits or energy or stuff just wandering around. I call them, echoes or shadows or just like,
Oh, I like echoes.
Yeah, it's an echo.
Yeah, I like that.
I mean, there's a lady in my kitchen. She just walks around.
Oh, yeah.
She's just
Total
doing her
echo.
thing.
Yeah.
She probably thinks I'm a ghost. It's fine. So I'm there by myself, closing up the desk. and it's very quiet. There's nobody in there. And I'm looking through, I'm just like, at that time of night, you're just kind of picking books off the shelves and flipping through and just hanging out until you have to close up. And I went through a baby book, so I was just like jotting down names. That'd be fun. All right, what kind of names do I want when I'm never going to have kids? But, you know, if I did. And I'm going down the list. I'm writing down boys' names and stuff. And I feel somebody behind me. Someone has walked up behind me. I feel like something's happening. I'm like, okay, well, that happens. Normal. And I look down at my list, and I have Thomas, and then a few lines down I have Oliver. The boy we talked to years ago was named Tommy Oliver. That was his name. He gave us his
I
first
just
and
got
last name.
chills.
Yeah. How do you think I felt? I looked down and go, Tommy, are you here? And he's, you know, I don't hear anything. I was like, I'm here. I'm right here. I live in town. I'm right here. I just wanted to say hi.
Oh my God.
Like,
I just got
Tommy.
full body chills.
This is years later, too. Like, I did that Ouija board when we were like 14, maybe
Yeah.
12, you know, tweeny. When you do that stuff with girls.
Oh, yeah.
And then later I was 18. Many years.
That's amazing.
That is truly
So
amazing.
that is why I'm like, don't rule it out. Ouija
Don't rule
boards
it out.
have some power to them because
Yeah.
it's not, you know, the manufacturing of the board itself. It's the energy you put
It's the
into it.
intention that you put behind it.
Like, if you find a way to speak to someone, you know, you find that conduit, it'll work.
Oh yeah.
Mhm.
I'm
So
yeah.
And it's,
I don't want to meet everybody in my house. That's why we won't
Yeah,
play
that's-
Ouija in my
No,
house.
no,
But
I
I'll do
don't
it
wanna-
somewhere else. Like, make someone else's problem.
yeah, exactly.
And I don't believe in demons. I'm sorry.
Oh
Sorry,
no,
Kelly.
I don't
okay.
believe in
We are all on the
demons.
same
No.
page
Okay,
on that
great,
one.
because I think
Like,
that's very made up.
All
Sorry.
of this stuff that comes up about, oh, well, you may be seeing a child, but they may also be a demon who's disguising themselves as a child.
No.
I don't.
Do you know
get
how many
that.
children died
Exactly.
during
Yeah.
the Spanish flu and everything else? There's a lot
there's
of
a
ghosty kids
lot
out there.
of there's
Yeah.
a lot
And
of
they're kinda
energy out
bored,
there.
and they're just
Yeah.
hanging out.
Yeah.
At some point, they were alive.
Yeah.
You know, that's
Yeah.
the thing.
Yeah.
At some point, they were alive. With demons, I just don't believe in that
It's
kind
a
of thing. It's things that
manifestation.
just-
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I believe you can manifest negative energy. Obviously, you can manifest, but to have an actual full blown, solid manifestation of what your negative or what negativity has come through just does not compete with me.
And
Yeah, I
our
know.
brains are so powerful. Like, if you are in a state of stress, or if you are in a state, you know, you can even be completely calm. We have the ability to hallucinate
Yes.
Yes.
things.
Totally.
And
Our minds are our brains are miracles.
Oh,
They are
it's
total
amazing. And,
miracles.
like,
They won't stop either.
Yeah.
Even when
Unconscious-
you want them to. Like, calm down.
unconsciously too, like, we could be suppressing all this stuff and it could manifest as
Yeah.
the quote unquote demon or like
Mhm.
past trauma. Like, we are so complicated, we don't even understand like how the brain works.
What is it? We only use 10%.
I don't know. if that-
No,
did I
it's
get
actually
debunked?
not too. It got debunked. I
Yeah.
don't. We actually use a lot more of it than we think.
It's not like you don't use it all at the same time.
Yeah, we just don't use it all at the same time. There are portions that we don't understand.
What is that
Still.
movie, Lucy? You guys seen that?
Oh.
It's what's her name's in it? Black Widow from
Scarlett Johansson.
Scarlett Johansson. That's her.
Yes.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
the
I've
lady.
heard of it. Yeah, okay. Yep.
She actually, the movie was all about her increasing her brain activity
Yeah.
to where she used 100%.
Wow.
Oh, yep.
And the crazy things that were happening, I mean, I know it's a movie, obviously, but I mean, just that blew my mind. The fact that we use so little and there's so much else there that we don't use all the time.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's
Yeah.
crazy.
Use
It's
it or
it's
lose it.
mind-blowing.
Yeah.
Literally,
It's like extra hard
mind-blowing.
drives, you know.
Oh, totally. Yeah. Yeah, so I want to talk about why I don't like them.
Oh, yes.
And it's not because I had a negative experience with them, but I have had many experiences with energy attached to things.
Mhm.
Like bringing things in. And whether that's somebody else's energy or even my own, even if I manifest it myself, with mirrors.
Mhm.
So with mirrors, I tell everybody, never buy a mirror from a thrift store.
Mhm.
And if you do, you know, like, if
Cleanse
you
it.
cleanse it or like make sure that it's
Mostly
okay.
don't buy it.
I am not a fan, especially old antique mirrors, as
Mhm.
beautiful as they are. You know, like, think of how many people have looked in those mirrors. Like,
Who were sad, who were angry, who were psychotic, who were all
you
that
just
energy.
don't know. And
Yeah.
to me, it's like just knowing that too, and just like things I've bought
Mhm.
and weird things happening because I bought those things. an old friend of mine, this was one of the most craziest experiences I've had with a mirror, is they bought this gorgeous mirror, huge, gorgeous mirror, hung it in their hallway. And there was a lot of weirdness in that apartment anyway, like very different energy. And at night, you would hear somebody walking down the hallway all of a sudden. It came after the mirror. And like clomping, like up and down the hallway. And I would be there at night sometimes, and I would also hear it. And just that static energy, everything. It got so heavy and like dense in that apartment. It was not good. It felt bad. Like it just felt bad. And to the point where you start hearing like doors open and stuff. So they asked me to like clear it. So one night I was there just alone, and I sat there, and I was just like, I walked around the house, saged. I sat there and kind of like, was a little naive at the time, but I tried like connecting with it. And I have never had experience like that in my life, and I probably never will again. It's why I kind of block all that out now, probably because it's one experience. But it almost felt like my whole body was like paralyzed. It was like time stopped, and I couldn't breathe. Like it felt so heavy, I couldn't breathe. I'm like, you need to go, get the hell out. Like, and I could just feel this like presence like over me. It was almost like it was just like, fuck you type of energy. And I eventually got it out. I was just like, you need to leave. Goodbye. And I kept saying it, like, go. And all of a sudden, it was just like the sun came out. It was kind of like that. And
think of all the crabby people who just don't leave their houses. Like,
right?
Eventually they become ghosts, they still don't want to leave. And you're just stuck with them. You're like, you know what? I'm done. I'm done with your toxic stuff.
Yeah.
Come on.
And whether you think that's real
you don't
or
have to
like
go up,
doesn't
you don't have to
matter.
go down, but you have to go somewhere else.
Yeah. But like at the end of the day, know that energy is real.
Yeah.
And it doesn't just disappear. And there's so much we don't understand.
We're full of electricity. It's got to go somewhere.
Yeah.
Once you really believe that everything has energy, I think that puts you on a whole different plane than a lot of people, because you know that things do happen that can't be explained by anything other than the fact that everything has energy in it, and energy reacts to different energies. Energy comes out in different ways. I think once I kind of put my head into the idea wrapped my head around the idea that rock outside has energy, every leaf on that tree has energy, everything has energy, living or dead. I think that changed me in terms of, I think that I can't discount anything. I just can't. I mean, because I know that energy is frenetic, energy is unpredictable, and anything can happen.
Yeah, we're made out of stars.
Yes.
Which is cool. Yeah, because I've been learning more about space. It's been blowing my freaking mind. Like,
As it do.
Like, I was reading this chapter about how light works, and I thought like I was having like a crisis in my head. I was just like, what? Like,
and imagine being a physicist. And I'm always amazed by people who are physicists, because they actually can make time seem like it's an object. They can turn anything into an actual object in their head. And I just can't I don't see that far.
It's fascinating.
It is fascinating. And we have a friend who's a physicist. And I look at him and go, how do you leave your house? You know all of these things about the world.
How does your brain not explode?
How does your brain not literally explode? It's crazy. Crazy.
It's just, we're learning computers. We are up for all kinds of ideas. And I would never, I know everybody has that friends like, ghosts aren't real. I'm like, but you can't prove that. I can't prove they're real, but you can't prove they're not real. We don't even know, we don't even know what's under the ocean half the time.
Exactly.
No, for real.
Right? We know less about the ocean than we do about the stars.
You don't have to like all the ghost hunting and cutesy stuff, all the fun stuff, but you have to keep your mind open to like, there's more stuff out there. You don't know. And that's fine. It's okay.
And I love watching the cutesy ghost stuff.
Oh, I love all of it.
I love ghost adventures.
I love ghost hunting.
And I love it so much. And I love ghost adventures so much because I love Zach Bagans.
Oh my God, Zach Bagans.
I think he seems like the sweetest person. And he's gorgeous. And he seems like the sweetest person. And all that whole thing about, well, I'm tired of looking stupid, so I'm going to wear glasses.
Yeah,
yeah,
I know.
okay.
He wears glasses
I
now.
don't think I've watched this one.
That show, honestly, if I hear dude one more time, dude!
It's very broy.
It's very,
Yeah.
very
might be a
broy,
bit
very
much for me. 'Cause
broy.
I did, Ghost Hunters, and that one's a little
Mhm.
more,
Yeah.
Ghost-
a little more
yeah.
chill.
Oh,
But
Yeah.
this is just like, but I love, have you guys seen Dead Files?
no, but I've heard about it.
Dead
Yeah.
Files is wonderful. Now, my husband doesn't like it because he's still kind of, I'm not on that astral plane with you yet. I'm not there.
Not at your level.
It's a good balance to have in your life.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
There's a
Yeah.
there's a
Speaking from experience.
Yeah.
There's a medium and a police officer, a retired police officer, and they do separate investigations on these houses.
Is that the woman?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
And she goes in, and there's a guy that goes in and turns all the pictures over and all the things that are homey about the place because he doesn't want her to get like ideas based on material things.
Yeah, you gotta start fresh.
Yes. So she goes in and she goes in and she's amazing. She is a medium that is, honestly, I would believe Amy if she could tell me anything, and I believe it. But she goes into these places and she gets this story in her head, and she sees these people walking around. And she sees bad people, she sees good people, she sees harmless people, she sees, all these things. And then she goes to an illustrator, a criminal illustrator,
Oh.
and she describes something that she saw.
Like a police sketch artist?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Fun.
And then the police officer, the retired police officer, goes and investigates on a criminal level. Like, was there anything that ever happened in this house? He goes and looks at deeds. He looks at newspaper articles, all those things.
Cool.
And they don't talk until they talk to the family.
Ooh.
They don't meet. They don't talk. This is such a great show.
What a fun
I'm telling
idea.
you, if I don't really give a lot of credit. I mean, I don't discredit it, but I don't give a lot of credit to the Ghost Hunter shows.
Mhm.
But this show, I give a lot of credit
What's
to.
it called again?
Dead Files.
Dead
Fun.
Files.
I think
It's
it's
on-
fun because
it's
it's
on-
the two different forms of investigation.
I thought it was brilliant. A brilliant concept.
How do you take these two different ways of investigating and put them together? What
Yep.
works and what doesn't work?
And I think it's on the Travel Channel. I think that's
Oh,
where it
okay,
is.
cool.
But it is just a fantastic show. And Hulu has all the seasons, and there's like 13 seasons.
Oh, really? It's
So
on
you can
Hulu?
sit and
Okay.
binge
All right.
to your heart's content.
Oh, someone's got her
Fabulous.
fall lineup ready.
Yes.
I know.
Dead
Oh my
Files.
god. We just got new TV, so I'm very excited. I'm going to get the Discovery. I heard Discovery Plus is amazing.
It is.
You guys have it?
No.
I keep hearing about it. Everybody at work has it, and I guess there's like all these amazing like haunted things on there, and there's like great documentaries.
We were thinking about giving up Hulu for Discovery Plus.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, I need to get rid of. I want to keep Disney Plus, but I'd rather have Discovery Plus.
Me too. I think Disney is probably the way to go with just getting rid of it. I'm thinking for us. is
Yeah.
Maybe get rid of Disney Plus.
Once like new seasons come
And
up, I'll probably
Plus, Discovery Plus has 90 Day Fiance.
done. We're done.
Done.
Yeah.
And
Perfect.
90 Day Fiance the other way.
Oh God. Yeah. Guilty
Have you-
pleasure show.
Oh, my
I watch
gosh.
it on YouTube.
You have to see the train wrecks that are on that show.
Oh, man.
my
It is
God.
the best. There's the 90 Day Fiance the other way is where an American moves to another country. And all the rules are different. All the rules change. And it's just, there's these couples on there who are total train wrecks. They've never met in person.
That's so. Could you imagine?
No.
I mean, love is love. I mean, I honestly believe love is love. Sometimes you can connect with a person in ways that don't even make sense.
Yeah.
But they leave their life. Like, there's this one lady, her name's Jenny. She moved to India to be with her guy because it's really hard to leave India, I guess, to come here. I don't know what the
I
thing
don't
is.
know.
Oh,
the
it's a
rules.
long story.
Yeah, I'm sure it's a lot of struggle. I mean,
Yeah.
there's paperwork involved. There's financial stuff that I can't even imagine.
Oh, you don't want to.
Oh my God, I can't
It's a lot.
imagine. But Jenny moved to India to keep all that from happening.
Yeah.
And she's 60 and he's 30.
Oh,
Or she's 62
Whoa.
and he's 33. Something very
Oh.
close to that.
okay.
And his family is very traditional. They obviously think, what is this going to do to our family's reputation? We don't want this to happen. They've been together for 10 years and still aren't like any closer to being together than.
Wow.
It's all like such a train wreck, and I feel so sorry for these people. I
Oh,
really
wow.
do. But it's a great show. It's fun to watch because some people actually do end up with a happy ending.
That's great.
It's a happy ending.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, Discovery Plus, you gotta have
Discovery
it.
Plus?
I gotta have
All
it
right.
now.
Noted.
I
I
like
just
all
sold
those.
it.
So I've been watching. I went to my future sister-in-law's dress fitting, her first one, and it was so much
Oh, that's
fun. Oh my god.
fun.
There's a new, I don't know the name of it, but there's a new bridal shop in downtown Keene. I gotta plug them because they were the nicest people. It was a mother and daughter team.
Nice.
Oh my God. They made us feel so welcome and they were just so lovely.
Oh, good.
They're still building it. They like we're in there and like the back room is totally not done and like they went above and beyond to help
That's nice.
Karen
Yeah.
and like we even talked about them after during lunch how like nice they were. So I don't know the name. If you're looking for a dress, totally
Brides
go.
should be treated like princesses.
Oh my God,
the princesses that
the
they
dresses they had
I was
were like
prince.
I'm not even into wedding dresses, and it was
I
it
got
was
a bridesmaid
amazing.
dress actually.
Yeah,
As long because I wanted a black wedding dress.
right.
And it's
yeah.
gonna happen. And
Oh no, it worked
I'm
for
at the
you.
point in my life no one even argued because they knew.
Like, we
You
are
looked
not going to
amazing.
argue with the Ouija board at 12 years
Yeah,
old.
I mean,
we're not arguing
you
with
do.
her.
She
Yeah.
does what she does, and I'm like, yeah. Well, first of all, I don't look good in white. I do not. It's
I
not
don't.
for my
White makes
shape.
me look dead.
I look like a marshmallow.
I can't believe I got a white dress,
You look
but it worked.
adorable.
you were
It
gorgeous.
worked. I love it.
Perfect.
I was wearing it
You
the
have
other
a
day.
waist, dear. I do not have a waist. I'm very short waisted. I'm a little potato. So I said a nice long slim. That's fine. No, I know what I look like, and I know I look great in long slim dresses. So I got a nice empire waist long black bridesmaid dress, and it looked perfect. It was awesome, and it was like $400. And I'm looking at the the big beautiful dresses, and they're in the thousands. And I'm like,
Yeah.
I don't. That's not my life. That's not my budget.
For real.
Can't do it. Not for one day.
I paid $150 for mine.
Yeah,
It was awesome.
like if you have that and that's what you want
Right.
that princess wedding, great, go get it.
Yeah.
But like me, I'm like, nope, I don't. I don't want an engagement ring. I don't want to wear a fancy dress.
Yeah.
We're good.
Priorities.
It was
I
perfect
was-
because when we're walking around the reception, nobody knew it was the bride. So I was able to walk around.
Oh my God.
Bombarded with,
Yes.
oh, I'm like, nope, just part of the
Part
party.
of the party.
Sorry.
Mine was $75. It was more like a
Perfect.
like a peasant dress.
Oh yes.
It was white. It was like it had like
That was
gypsy.
that was gonna be my when I was a teen. I'm like, that's what I wanted.
That's what I
originally.
had. I was barefooted,
Oh.
and we got married on the edge of a cliff in Hawaii.
Oh, perfect.
The only thing that we didn't have, which I so wanted, was I wanted us to have parachutes and jump off.
Oh
No.
my goodness. Wow.
That's what I wanted.
Yeah, I mean, if any
The little
regrets
base jump.
after, you just jump off.
Yeah, that's it.
Push Roger off.
No thanks.
Oh, I made a mistake.
And our wedding was so funny.
That sounds beautiful.
Our wedding
Yes.
was so bohemian.
Yeah,
It was so
it's very-
bohemian.
Sounds gorgeous.
But at the same time, it was very military because Roger was in the Marine Corps.
Right.
So I had to walk under the swords.
Oh,
kinda cool.
But there's swords.
Oh
Hey.
God! And Roger kept saying to me the whole time, he's like, "I know something you don't know. I know something you don't know." No, 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 no. I'm like, "You're 8." But he kept saying that. I'm like, "What?" And he never would tell me. I thought probably something about the reception, and because he planned everything, I literally just showed up, and I walked through the swords, and the last guy, the sergeant, takes the sword and smacks me right on the butt and says, "Welcome to the Marine Corps, Mrs. Allen."
Perfect.
It
Perfect.
was so funny.
That's
But yeah,
hilarious.
yeah. I had a stranger as my maid of honor
Mm-hmm.
because my family couldn't
Yeah.
come. Nobody could afford to come. So it was, and my husband goes, "Babe, I got you a bridesmaid. I got you a maid of honor."
Oh,
And he's like, "This is Angie." I'm like, "Okay." Angie ends up, she's one of my best friends now.
that's amazing.
I love her. I didn't know her name at the time and I kept messing it up.
Yeah.
But
What was your name again?
I got, everybody thought that Roger was going to forget the bouquet because he remembered everything else. And I got 4 bouquets
Oh.
because everybody thought he was going
Aw.
to forget. So
Perfect.
my wedding pictures are every different bouquet.
That's
Oh.
amazing.
I don't know why I'm talking about this. It kind of makes me like misty-eyed.
Oh,
27 and a half years
I know.
ago.
it's so cool. I mean, like, I'm so excited to go. I'm going to be in their wedding,
Mhm.
but it's cool to be on the outside.
Yes.
This ain't my wedding, so it's like it's
Yeah, I
it's
don't want to
really
do it again.
it's been really fun to help her plan and like be able to be part of our family now because I'm already a Ricky kind of,
Mhm.
and it's just nice.
It'll be-
It's
yeah,
it's
it'll be a little more
really
chill.
it's gonna be really cool. We've been planning all this stuff, so
Very
it'll be
cool.
fun. Yeah.
I got
love weddings.
I had like 4 ceremonies, so I'm good.
Yeah. I love how we went from Ouija boards to weddings. But
Yeah.
I forget what we were talking about, but
It's all over the place, which is
it's
what
cool.
we are.
That's
Yeah,
what
it's like-
that's what we love. But yeah, so I wanted to see any movies you guys have seen lately, horror movies. I fell off the train because my TV's been broken.
Oh yeah.
But have you seen any good?
I'm revisiting the classics.
Yeah.
If you have not seen it yet, and you're a horror movie buff and you like gore, because I'm a gore
you
whore.
like the
Mhm.
I like
gooey
gore.
stuff.
Do you
Yeah.
say you're a gore whore?
That's pretty. I'm a gore whore. I never thought of that.
That'd be a great shirt.
Oh my gosh, next t-shirt.
Yeah,
I am
that's
a
it.
gore whore. Yes. Love it. I'm telling you, you cannot beat, and if you have not seen it, if you're a gore whore like me, Terrifier.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Fire.
I'm telling you, it's on Hulu right now.
Okay.
It's about a clown.
Oh,
And I'm
this is
Oh, it's
sorry.
the clown
Who are the
one.
clowns again?
This is no it.
Oh.
This is no it. This guy makes makes Pennywise look like Dorothy from the Wizard of Oz. Welcome. You are not in Kansas anymore. This movie, and like I said, you have to be a gore whore to understand this. I love that term. I'm going to start using that now forever.
It's from
Yeah.
2016.
Yes.
Yep, I got it here.
Wow, there's a
I
lot
think
of
you told
clowns.
us about this before.
I
This is a
did,
different one.
and I had to.
You did? Oh, I don't like
Oh my
this
God.
guy. I don't like this guy at all.
Terrifier 2
Yes.
in 2022.
Oh my.
Oh, jeez.
This
And
one
do you
called
know,
The Clown.
The
Ugh.
movie only costed $100,000 to make.
Wow.
That's crazy.
And it is some of the, like I said, I love gore. So it's,
Well, we gotta watch it. A
Yeah.
crazy clown stalks and tries to kill 3 women in a wretched old apartment building on Halloween night.
and it's
The
an
Halloween
homage.
movie.
It's an homage to all the old slasher movies. Times 10.
I don't know if I can do. I'm not afraid of
Try.
clowns in real life, but when it comes to like stuff like that, I don't know.
I have to confront my fears. I don't like clowns either, and I had to confront my fear. And this clown is, if there's ever a clown scarier than this, then I'll probably die. But yeah, if I can
He's
handle,
pretty terrifying.
if I can stomach him, yeah.
Oof. Have you seen any good ones?
Yeah, I've been watching spooky stuff with my friend Colin every week. We have Dark Side Night.
And
We
your
just
scary movie club.
Yeah, we have our spooky
Yes.
movie club, so
Oh,
we can
I
keep track
missed
of what everyone's watching. And yeah, every week we went through all the Tales from the Dark Side, the whole series.
Nice.
It was great. It was worth
Man.
it. So much fun. So we finished those up. I recommend if you can find those anywhere, watch them. They're great. They're really super cheesy, but if you're already a horror freak, yeah, they're great. We watched a real cheese ball the other night called Netherworld, and it takes place in like Louisiana. And it's like this guy inherits his dad's old estate, and spooky stuff's happening, and there's like
Oh my God.
necromancy,
My-
and birds. Is that birds?
My
It's really cheesy, but really awesome.
my coworker was just. She said she just saw
She just
that.
watched that?
Yeah, she just watched
What a
it,
random movie.
and
It's so
she
random.
said she loved it.
It's
and
from like the early '90s and really odd. Yeah,
I wonder if it's a remake then, because she said the same plot.
for a newer.
Yeah,
movie?
she told me to watch. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah. This
probably.
guy inherited his dad, so they flew down there to like Louisiana or something.
Okay, this
Could be
is just
something
one dude who
different.
shows up in his
Oh,
full
okay.
car, so maybe it's. I mean, it's a
Netherworld.
pretty well used plot.
Where
Like,
did
oh,
you-
we inherited an old house. We're just living in.
Woohoo!
We don't know what's going on.
Of
Oh,
this
that's
relative
weird. What's
I've
not
never
this?
heard of before.
And it gets weirder and weirder, and nobody leaves. I'm like,
Yeah.
really? You can leave now. You don't have to be here. But
You know what? It reminds me of one I have to recommend, and this is a 2021. It's called Spell.
dispel.
Just Spell.
Maybe
Okay.
that's it.
That's probably
That's it.
It's so
Like they
good.
flew, like he
They
was
flew
adopted,
down, yes.
and he flew down in a
And he's
plane.
rich, and his kids are entitled.
Yes,
Yes.
yeah. She said she watched it at like 3 a.m. because she couldn't sleep.
And there's a plane crash.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
he ends up
Yes.
in the house of this fanatical, weird.
Yes, yeah. She was
Family.
telling me about
Yeah,
that
it's
spell.
really
Okay, and that's on Hulu.
super Good. Yes,
Okay,
it's
that's
super
the
good.
one.
Oh, this looks like fun. Yeah, I'd
Yeah.
be down for this.
Yeah, she said she
Super
loved
good.
it. Like
It's hoodoo.
Like I was telling you, like she, maybe we can get her on here sometime.
Yeah.
I think she would love it. So she grew up in Orange. And we often talk about the spooky stuff in Orange and how much she hates it and how it's a black hole.
Oh, I
so
gotta
I was just
meet
like,
her.
oh, you guys got to meet my friend. Like, you need to meet my friend.
That's
So she's
amazing.
a fantastic person. So I've been watching Midnight Mass. I am 5 episodes in, and I've been getting that reaction from a lot of people. They're like, it's so boring, or
I'm gonna just
whatever.
really loud into the microphone.
For the dark side.
I
Deep side.
haven't finished it, but I freaking love it. And I understand why people don't.
I hate it so much.
I love it. I love it. And everybody's like, oh, it's so boring. I'm like, the dialogue in this movie, like, I love psychological, like, religious, like, I love all of that. And I've just been into it. Just the aesthetics of it are just gorgeous.
The monologues alone, these dramatic,
Yeah.
on and on and on.
Oh, it goes on and on. I love it.
And then the collages of pictures as the dialogue goes on and
Yeah.
on and on. The best part of the movie is the end. I swear. I'm not going to say anything because I don't want to
Yeah, don't tell me yet.
The best part is the end.
I'm so excited about it.
Everything
Like,
you want to happen happens.
great.
Yes.
Awesome.
I'm not gonna say anything
I
else.
love the actor. the guy who plays the priest.
Mhm.
Like, I love him.
He's great, yeah.
He's wonderful. And I love the aesthetics of it. Just, I think the characters are quite brilliant. Like, how, like, the different personalities that are involved. I kind of like long, drawn-out, boring psychological thrillers. Like, I love
Then
The
you
Witch.
should love this.
Like, I love,
Hammer
like,
horrors, because that'd be your jam.
what is it?
Anything from the Hammer world, Hammer horror.
I've never heard of that.
Oh no, it's from England. It's out of England, and they're all these like old Gothic stories from like this from the 60s up to the 70s.
See, I love like long, especially when it's about religion.
I'll give you my box set
'Cause, like,
you love that.
A big
It's good
part of
Sunday chill out movies. Yeah, it's all Gothic. It's not like,
sweet.
it's not slasher. It's just like
Sweet.
people in bodices going candlesticks in the hallway.
I'm into it.
Vincent
Yeah.
Price and Peter Cushing all over the place. It's
Kind of like Dark Shadows, like a Dark Shadows.
Very much
sort of
like
thing.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah,
See,
it's
I
so
love
good.
stuff like that. I
Yeah.
love, like, so one of the things I study is religion and cults or new religious movements and, like, the psychological implications of why people follow religions and stuff like that. So when I can see that in more of, like, a horror movie spooky vibe, I'm so into it. Because you get to see, like, this whole other side about the lengths people are willing to go in the name of God.
Yeah.
In a totally different way. And some of the stuff does happen
Yeah.
too.
The
Like
control
what
factor.
what people are willing to do.
The most
Yeah.
religion's like biggest thing is like how do we control people? It's
Yeah.
very fascinating.
That would be a fun paper to do.
yeah.
Is like horror movies and what you can learn about people.
Yeah.
Like the dark side of
Oh, I've heard so many people talk about like why they love horror. What's their deal? Women mostly love horror movies. Why? I think it's to own the fear, especially with the slasher genre, but that's mostly focused on targeting women and like taking the power back and owning the power. Like, okay, like that's real. That could happen to me.
Yeah.
That's not that weird.
you almost learn
Some
things
crazy
while you're
clown
watching
can
it too.
kidnap me and take me into another
Yeah,
part
a
of
clown
it.
could kidnap me.
Yes.
It
Yeah.
can happen.
Very much happen.
But just
It
walking
actually
home
did
alone
happen,
at night,
yeah.
these simple things that a lot of guys can just do. Women can't do them.
Yeah.
So we have different levels of fear and power. Like how do
And
we
what
control
scares
that fear?
us? Yeah, and
Yeah.
what scares us?
Oh, that's so fascinating.
Interesting.
And I've learned a lot by like listening to all this true crime, watching a lot of horror, like how to protect myself
I got
and like
a horror
what to
movie for you.
look out for too. Which is, I mean, horror movies are great. They keep you alive.
They
Good.
do.
I love M. Night Shyamalan too. I have to play.
Oh yeah,
him.
we've talked about
I
him.
love
I
him
really
so
like him
much.
too.
I love Signs.
Oh,
I
yeah.
love
yeah.
I saw
The
that the other
Village.
day.
I like his
Times.
older stuff better. Like I heard the new one is terrible though. The one, the age old.
It was bad. I watched it the other
Yeah.
night.
Yeah, I
It's
don't think
bad.
he's doing well right now.
It's-
What was that last one with the grandparents and the spooky situation? What was that?
The Visit.
The Visit.
Which-
That was fun. I mean,
Yes.
it's really a short story. They dragged it into a movie, but it's fine. Because I'm like, okay, I know what's happening, but this is really great. It's like I know what's going on here. This is so much fun. Yeah,
I
I have a
it.
horror movie for you if you haven't
Yeah.
seen it. Have you seen Oculus?
No, not yet.
Oh, the Mirror movie. The
Yeah.
Mirror movie. Yeah.
So,
Oculus. I probably saw
haunted
that.
by
wrong.
the violent demise of their parents 10 years earlier, adult siblings Kaylee and Tim are now struggling to rebuild a relationship.
Kaylee and Tim.
Kaylee suspects that their antique mirror, known as the
Aw.
Lesser Glass, is behind the tragedy. And that's all I'm going to
Done.
say. It's a haunted mirror movie. You should watch it.
Oh my god, I'll watch that.
Yeah,
I'll totally
it's really
watch
good.
it.
Pardine liked it.
And next time you'll come over, all the mirrors in my house will be gone.
This mirror is pretty intense, though.
Oh yeah,
It's definitely not your standard mirror.
that's
It's a beautiful
fun.
mirror.
God, I
Yeah.
have not watched many horror movies because our TV's been like on the fritz,
Yeah.
and so Carson right now is downstairs putting together our brand new TV, and I'm so excited. I've been like waiting. I gotta watch Hocus Pocus. I haven't even seen it yet. I know. It's crazy.
Time.
So we're gonna watch that, and
I was hoping we would.
oh no, I have some plans. I might even buy Shudder just so we can watch some stuff.
I watched The Nightmare Before Christmas for about the 40th time the other day.
Do you watch that for Halloween or Christmas or both?
That's
Both.
the question. That's
Both.
the question.
I watch
It
it
is-
for Christmas.
Yes, my kids. I taught my kids early on. Like we will watch this from October all the way through December, and sneak it into New Year's if we can, because sometimes they work like that.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that's a tradition in our house.
Yep.
It's Nightmare Before Christmas. The other tradition for Christmas is Krampus.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
oh, hands
That's,
down.
that's my jam. For
Do you know
now.
they're doing a thing up at the Soul Emporium in Keene, and I don't know the date. I'll have to get the dates and figure it out. They're doing a meet and greet with Krampus.
Really?
I thought that was amazing.
I love it.
I'm like, and the kids can't come.
Oh, good.
She's made it clear that kids can't come because it's too scary.
That's cool.
Yeah,
We'll look into that.
Yeah.
I'm in love with that. I love Krampus. I love the whole story. I have
God,
little
that movie's
Krampus
great.
moments. Isn't it great?
Oh my god, it's one of the best. Like,
I did a
honestly.
little illustration of him with his little.
I love that illustration.
I love
He's just trotting down the road. He doesn't have any kids
Yeah.
like in his bag or anything. I didn't get weird about it, but I'm like, I think it's a lot to take in, and I have a very varied audience. Like they'll deal with some spooky to
Yeah.
and then they'll
Just like legs hanging out of.
Yeah, like, all right, I can't get too edgy. I might lose some audience here. But
really
he's just
need-
like, he's got his little tongue out, and he's like, hee hee hee. I'm like, aw.
I really need Krampus Christmas cards.
Because you need a little Halloween for Christmas too.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Hey, you
This is what we got.
you make those into Christmas cards, right? The
Yeah.
Krampus.
Oh my gosh,
They'll
we're
be
gonna
able-
have to talk. Yes,
Well, they'll be available.
Yes.
Fear not.
Krampus.
I'm on the side though of Nightmare Before Christmas. I watch for Christmas
I watch it for
because
Christmas because I need it.
I need it, right?
Yeah.
Because it brings Halloween into
Mhm.
Christmas for me, and I love Christmas anyway. But to be able to like put in my spooky stuff too is really great. Oh my god, we didn't even see Krampus last year. Did you watch Krampus?
I watched
yeah.
Krampus last year.
Yeah, I didn't
at least
watch
3 or
it.
4 times.
I have a whole list of
Yeah.
Christmas horror movies
That's
that I
our
have
Christmas.
to watch.
That's our Christmas movie.
Yeah.
That is what we don't
Yeah.
watch the Christmas Story like everybody else watches that 24-hour TBS
Yeah.
thing.
Ugh.
Nope, it's Krampus for our house because we're creepy. Yes.
No.
Yep, Krampus,
Krampus.
Black
Oh
Christmas.
yeah, Black Christmas.
Which isn't very Christmassy, but it has the word Christmas in it, therefore it's okay.
Mm-hmm.
But am I
Silent Night,
alone?
Deadly Night.
Am I alone in thinking that Jack Skellington is the perfect man?
Oh, not quite, because I dated that guy, and
I
he
have
was kind
such
of
a
a
Oh
crush.
yeah.
he was in
Mhm.
his own head too much.
I have
Yeah.
such a crush on Jack.
He's
I
cute,
love
but
Jack
he
so
never
much.
listened to Sally, and it really annoyed me
It's
after a
true.
while. I'm like, you know what?
Yeah.
You're not a good friend.
But then
She's trying to talk to you.
at the end, when she's just standing there thinking, and he comes up behind her and he says, "My friend, my dearest friend,
He learns.
I'd like to join
Yeah.
you
So
by
that's
your
fine.
side." Oh, that just, I have to watch it. I have to rewind it and watch
It's
it.
like
It's so
the
romantic.
deconstruction of the male ego in one
Mhm.
movie. It's just
and
like
realizing that she actually is right and that she actually has his best interest at heart and she loves him. I'm digging way too deep into Nightmare Before Christmas.
I
but-
think it's okay. It's a very sweet little movie.
it's such a good. I love the Oogie Boogie kids. They were
Yeah.
my favorite.
Oh,
They were
yeah.
always my
Barrel.
favorite. Those.
Lock,
Yes.
Shock, and
Oh my god, I
Barrel.
love drawing them. Like, oh my god,
They're
the
great.
best. Yeah, yeah. I've been listening to the soundtrack at work.
Kidnap the
Really?
Santa Claus, throw him in a ditch. Yeah.
I like
Oh.
the witches. They're so cute.
Yeah.
Oh my god,
Adorable.
right?
And
Oh.
the lady from the Black Lagoon.
And the mayor.
Oh,
I love the
right.
mayor.
There's so much great characters. Like, that's just
Oh my
like
god, it's such a
pure creative
gorgeous
awesomeness.
movie.
Yeah.
It is a gorgeous movie, and it's Tim Burton, and it couldn't
Yeah.
help but be gorgeous. I worship him,
he's-
and
Yeah.
I
He's
mean,
a
we could
genius.
do a whole podcast on your favorite Tim Burton movies.
You should do that for the
Mhm.
holiday
Oh.
times.
That would be
Sweeney
fun.
Todd, Nightmare Before Christmas. I mean,
Sleepy Hollow.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say Sleepy Hollow is one of
yes,
my favorites.
Yeah.
I love Sleepy Hollow.
It's
a good
yeah, there's so many good ones. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look at us, man. We're just all over the place.
That's
Geeking
why
out.
people like it.
Oh, I have
Yes,
a recommendation
people love
for a podcast.
Oh, of course.
Besides this one, I just found this one through another podcast. My husband and I listen to We Hate Movies, which is a really fun podcast.
Oh, it's
Nice.
fantastic.
These
if you've
four
never-
gents from the New York area, they're just like chill dudes who just talk about awful movies.
Mhm.
Actually,
But they're awful, but you kind of love them anyway. So it's really
Yeah.
fun like that. And they just had guests on their show. And their podcast is called Dead Meat, and it's just talking about horror movies. And it's a
Oh,
husband and wife, or
really?
fiance. It's a fiance team. Yeah, I think they're getting married or are married. And they are just, she's awesome. She's like, I'm listening to this lady, and I'm like, first of all, yay, more ladies doing podcasts.
Mhm.
And, you know, they're just like, yeah, they mesh together well. And she and I could have like hung out together in
Mhm.
school. Like,
I love
we're on
that.
the same
Oh.
team.
that's awesome.
She like finished the sentence for me because I talk to podcasts because I'm weird. And yeah, like I recommend that if you want to like, you know, talk about movies with other people, that's a good one to check out.
I like DJ. I know you're watching this. Listen to We Hate Movies. I think he would love.
Yes,
yeah,
DJ would
yeah.
love that.
Actually, he popped
Very
into
much
my
so.
head when you said that. I'm like, totally check it out. It's really funny. And what's the other one? We watch on YouTube sometimes. I know Carson.
DJ's
watches
my
it.
son, by the way. That's who we're
no.
talking about.
Hi, DJ.
Hi, Matt.
Not We Hate Movies. Red Letter Media.
Oh, Red Letter Media.
Yeah,
Yeah, they just did
Red
a
Letter
spectacular.
Media.
It's really funny.
Check that out.
Those guys are hilarious.
Oh my god, I think I love them.
Yeah, they're very funny.
So I also have podcast recommendation.
Okay.
I found recently. So I always talk about work because they're like the most amazing people, and they love true crime stuff too. So we share different things. So I found one recently called Death by Unknown Event.
Ooh.
And it's only on Audible.
Ooh.
But it's like, I think there's like 10 episodes. And it's about this woman named Cindy James. And I'll read the trailer. Hopefully it doesn't start playing. It says, for 7 years, Vancouver nurse Cindy James reported more than 100 separate incidents of harassment, ranging from threatening phone calls to home invasions and ritualistic assaults, including strangulations and stabbings. It's crazy.
Whoa.
Like, from the moment it starts, and like the narrator is an actress, so her voice is fantastic in it. The police in Canada spent over millions of dollars investigating her claims and found zero evidence of foul play.
Wow.
In 1989, Cindy was found dead, found half naked, a mile and a half from where her car was parked from a shopping mall. So basically, this podcast goes through the context surrounding her life, her story, the events surrounding her life, and people who were involved.
Wow.
So totally check it out. I can't stop listening to it. Death by Unknown Event.
And what a great day to be listening to a podcast.
I know.
Yeah. Rainy
It's
day.
rainy and gross. It's
Very
nice.
gloomy.
All right. I think this is it. I think this is a good episode.
I think so too.
We might split it into 2 episodes. So
Yeah, it was a long one.
it was a
Anyone
good
have any
one.
more
That's what
questions
happens
about
when you're
Ouija boards?
catching up with
Oh,
friends.
any more Ouija board questions?
Yes.
Yeah, post some if you have a question of it. I don't think I have
Did
any
we
more.
cover everything?
And
I think
would
we
love-
did.
I did my research pretty last minute.
No,
sorry.
that was great.
Okay, good.
I would love to hear, we would love to hear from those of you who celebrate Samhain, how you celebrated your Samhain. How would you do that? We'd love to hear.
Yeah. All right.
All right, guys.
Happy Halloween!
Happy Halloween!
Happy Samhain, guys. See you next time. Bye.